Hi guys, it's Allie. In today's video I have the Essie Spring 2017 collection. This is a 6-piece collection that I picked up from the Trans Design website. If you're interested, I will have a link for the Trans Design website in the description box. And these do cost on that site $4.50 a piece, so you're getting them at half price what they would normally retail for. So without further ado, let's jump in. So the first polish we have is called Excuse Me Sir. This is a beautiful peach, kind of a peach sickle shade. It's a very whited out peach. Think of an orange sickle, right? The orange sickle color. Replace that orange with peach and that is what this shade is. It is so beautiful and perfect for the springtime. So this one required 2 coats in my live swatch. This one has a little bit of a chalky thick consistency. So if you don't like thicker polishes, this one may not be your favorite one. It was a little bit streaky on the first coat, but it gave decent coverage. Now, it being thick and chalky is one of the reasons why it did give decent coverage, but it did. It was completely opaque in 2 coats in my live swatch. And in my swatch picture, I required 2 coats as well. This one dries glossy. And again, that is Excuse Me Sir. Next up we have Backseat Besties. This one is kind of like a muted Pepto-Bismol pink. It's a very sweet pink. I hope that doesn't turn anybody off. Oh well. This one has a normal to thin form or thin to normal formula. It was extremely streaky on the first coat for me, and the second coat was still a little bit streaky, so I did need 2 to 3 in my live swatch. I think some nails I only used 2, some I used 3. In my swatch picture, I required 2. I was able to get it opaque in 2. It does dry glossy, and it's not the easiest pink. So if you're, if you have a lot of good pinks in the similar shade range, this one you could skip. But it wasn't awful. It just could have been better. That's all. And again, that's Backseat Besties. Our third polish is called a Baja Moment. Love the name. This one is just a really rich fuchsia shade. It's so beautiful. It was completely opaque in 1 coat in my live swatch. It just glided on the nails quite beautifully. In the swatch picture, I did use 2 coats, but I used 2 primarily because the lights were showing a little bit of nail line. I could not see the nail line outside of the bright lights, but I did use 2 for the swatch picture. This one, like the other 2, dries glossy, and again, that's Baja Moment. Our fourth polish is called On the Roadie. This one is kind of a dark avocado green. I would describe it as kind of like a more blue-toned version of the Pantone color of the year. So if you're interested in that, this is not like the exact Pantone color of the year, but it's just slightly more blue than that. So if you didn't like the Pantone color of the year because it was more yellow, I think that you'll like this one a little bit more. This one has a normal to thick consistency. It can get completely opaque in 1 coat for you. On my index finger, I had some peeling damage, so I needed 2 for that reason, but I would say it's a 1 to 2 coater depending on if you have damage on your nails. If your nails are really ridgy, you might want to use 2. But it does get to opacity within 1 coat, which is really nice. And that was in my live swatch. In my swatch picture, again, I used 2 coats just to cover up the damage on my index finger, but it's completely opaque in 1 coat. It too dries glossy, and again, that's On the Roadie. Fifth up, we have All the Wave. This one is kind of a little bit of a purple toned medium wash denim blue. It's like a denim blue, but it leans a little bit purple. This one has, similar to On the Roadie, pretty much a mirror copy formula of On the Roadie. It's a normal to thick consistency. It can get completely opaque, or it does get completely opaque in 1 coat, but if you have some damage on your nails, you might need 2. So I used 2 coats on some nails and then 1 on others. It dries glossy, and I was thinking, is this a dead-on dupe for Butler Please? It is very, very, very close. Butler Please is just a little bit more purple, but they are extremely close. I don't know if you really need both of them in your collection because they are very, very close, but I never do dupes, so I'm quite proud that I thought of that. Is there anything else about this one? No. So in my swatch picture, again, I did use 1 to 2 coats, and again, that is All the Wave. Alright, and the last polish we have in this collection is called Designated DJ. This one is kind of a rich red toned plum shade. It is very, very rich and very, very beautiful. This one has a normal or thin to normal formula. It was very sheer on the first coat. On the second coat it built up nicely and got to be completely opaque in my live swatch. It was opaque into my swatch picture as well, and it does dry glossy as well. So again, that's Designated DJ. Alright, so my thoughts on the collection. I appreciated the collection for the formulas in it. I thought the formulas were really nice for the most part. The ones that were sheer, Designated DJ and Backseat Besties, they were sheer but they weren't terrible. You can get them both opaque in too, so that's not terrible. In terms of a spring collection, I was a little bit disappointed because I only felt like there were 3 really spring shades in there, and those were Excuse Me Sir, Backseat Besties, and On the Roadie. The rest of them I felt like the blue All the Wave I feel like is kind of an anytime shade. It's not really specific to spring. I don't reach for darker blues in the springtime. I reach for more bright and light blues. So that's not something I really reach for in the springtime, but it could work during the summer and obviously in the fall and the winter. Designated DJ I feel like is, I don't know, I feel like I see a lot of these shades pop up in spring collections. I don't know why, because it feels very fall to me. Any rich plum feels fall to me, so I feel like that would better be a fall shade, better be in a fall collection. And then Baja Moment I felt like was another year-round shade. It could pretty much work any time of year, but not really specific to the spring. If you're new to Essie or a new nail polish collector, this is a great collection to go with in terms of good Essie formulas. Because if you've been with Essie for a while, you know that their formulas can be a little bit hit and miss. So, you know, it's a good collection to go with if you're just starting out and you want to build your Essie collection with good formulas. This one's a good one to go with, which I felt like in the past year, the only bad Essie collection was the neons, and the rest of them I thought had pretty good formulas and everything, but they don't stick true to like seasonal shades, which isn't a problem. Like, I'm not a seasonal stickler, but when something is marketed as like a spring collection, I think of it as, you know, going to have very spring-like colors, and Essie didn't do that. With the winter collection, it wasn't overly winter. With the fall collection, it wasn't overly fall. The summer collection wasn't overly summery, so maybe they want to be outside the box with that. That, you know, could be their aim and their target, and that's cool. You know, that's their prerogative. At any rate, I felt like this collection was okay. In terms of price, I would not buy it at full price. I would not buy one of these polishes at full price. In fact, I don't buy Essie at full price ever. I use transdesign.com. You can also visit Head to Toe Beauty, and I'm sure some of you will list some other sites that people can use to find Essie at discounted prices. Performance, again, these did apply beautifully for the most part. They weren't difficult to get opaque. They weren't difficult to work with. So I think that they're fine in that regard too. So if you're interested in this collection, again, I will have the Trans Design website where I purchased mine in the description box for you. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for staying to the end. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. I'd love to hear which of these 6 was your favorite. And I will just see you guys in the next video very soon. Bye.